So we're here with Dr. Joe, and Joe's been with me doing some personal injury for a couple years. Now, you started with personal injury. Kind of explain the story. You started personal injury, and then you got too busy, and then you stopped marketing it because you got too busy. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, we were, well, since we're not in a PIP state, I started getting too busy in the office with personal injury before, well.
Too busy meaning the cash, because you get paid like a year and a half later.
Yeah,
so
it's
it was too busy for for money coming back. Okay, and then
so I decided to kind of hold off on the marketing.
So he held off, and then this was before the associate doctor too, right?
Yeah, it is before the associate.
So that was also a limiting factor, is he didn't have the associate doctor to process the business that he knew how to create. So what did he do? He stopped promoting for the business. Well, he called me and told me that, and I'm like, what are you thinking? I said, you never stop your business. Now, you do other things, you know, to straighten it out, but you never stop the ball from rolling.
Right, so I didn't know that at the time, and so every time I would, you know, increase the PI, well, that meant a lot more work for me, work that we weren't getting paid for, so it was kind of like a negative feedback in that way. And so I kind of turned it off for a bit.
Yeah, and then we went to the associate doctor, right?
Yeah,
and that created a vacuum. And so we worked out a deal so that immediately he could get going to personal injury and just kind of feed it off to the associate doctor, and we made it work out, you know, financially. Is that pretty much how that went?
That's pretty much how it went.
And then now you're getting back to pushing the PI again.
Now I'm going to get back to really pushing it. Because
Okay.
now money's coming in. And
From when you first started. So now
Yeah.
it's all catching up now. Yeah.
So now I'm even more excited to kind of take it to that next level as far as getting a lot of PI in the door. And putting my marketing on.
And how big of a difference was you in learning all this documentation to increase your personal injury?
That was huge. That was everything.
Do you know roughly how much revenue? 100,000 a year?
Oh no, more than that.
How much? 200?
200.
200, lower 200.
Yeah.
So, and how quickly were you able to do that from learning this documentation to increase it $200,000?
It was a few months for me because.
Oh, it's a few months. Few months to increase your business $200,000. That's really hard.
Yeah, well, you know, being in a non-PIP state.
Yeah. So you're at the seminar today, and you've got a lot of information. What was up to this point? What's the biggest takeaway you've gotten up to today? And again, you've already taken a lot of the information and know a lot of it, but what's probably the biggest thing you've gotten today?
Today it would be just, I mean, the fact that it's like you said, if we know our documentation and we can present that to the attorney so they know that they have the information they need to be able to get policy limits or whatever, then they're not going to work with anybody else. They're just going to work with you. So that's my thing now. For me, it's kind of like I just need to go out there and educate the attorneys that I have worked with even in the past that I haven't educated so that they can know that, hey, they don't want to work with anybody else in the area. They want to work with me.
We covered today the exact detail of how a typical soft tissue injury case is comfortably worth $100,000, right? We covered that.
Mm-hmm.
Did that all make sense to you?
Yeah.
And that wasn't with big fees or anything or high treatment schedules, was there?
Right, yeah.
Did all that make sense?
Yes.
Can you see how the importance if you're able to translate that to the attorney and show that to the attorney?
Yeah, it's powerful.
Very powerful, yeah. All right, thanks.